Today I'm going to be talking about one of the most important things probably in tying flies, and that is thread control. So what is thread control? It is the ability to control your thread the entire time you're tying the fly. So making the thread do what you want it to do. Also being able to learn how to adjust the tension on the bobbins. There are a lot of different bobbins out there. My favorite bobbin is probably the Loon Ergo bobbin. They come in, this is a black one. They usually come in yellow like this. Probably my favorite bobbin. And the reason why is because, take this one off real quick. See how it's separated here? That allows me to grab this and apply my own pressure as I need it as I'm winding the thread. Some other bobbins, for example, like this one, they come very close together like this. That's gonna put more pressure on your spool automatically. So you might have a tight bobbin, right? When you get it, and it's gonna be hard to turn, and you're gonna have to, it's gonna be very difficult. You can pull these apart, stretch them a little bit, try to loosen them up. And also, all thread spools are not created equal, right? Some of them are bigger and some of them are smaller than others. For example, Simperfly and Uni. So here's Uni spool, and here is a Simperfly spool, okay? Look very similar. But when you put them side by side, the Simperfly is bigger, okay? It's taller. And that means it's gonna fit on the bobbin differently than the uni thread spool. The uni thread does not fit very well or very comfortable on these Loon bobbins that I've noticed anyway. So I don't use uni on these bobbins. I would use it on something more closed, like I just showed you on this bobbin. But I use a lot of Simperfly thread, and so I love these Loon bobbins. Now I'm going to show you what I mean by, using this as tension. So if we start our thread here on a hook, I'm just going to kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about. When I'm wrapping this thread, see, my bobbin is pretty much parallel to the hook, okay? And I want to be able to wrap my thread around this hook without losing, say maybe an inch there, right? Or whatever length you want, depending on what you're doing. You don't want to lose that length, no matter how many turns you do. I could unravel the entire spool doing this right here. I could just, all day, right? Without me adjusting tension or anything like that. Or without me adjusting, without the thread length changing, okay? I'm adjusting the tension here with my hand. Can't really see it there. So I could do this all day without really losing any of that length. And now I'm controlling this thread the entire time. I'm not losing tension on the hook. I'm adjusting everything in my hand, okay? You can let go and it's gonna stay there, okay? What you see a lot of people do is they'll wrap this, they'll hold on too tight. They'll go all the way down to the hook to where there's nothing left, and then they pull more out. Well, a lot of times when you pull more out, sometimes you'll let go, and it's gonna unravel when you do that. You do not want to lose tension on your thread, okay? You want this tight all the time. So that's why it's really important to learn how to control your tension in your hand. Now they do make bobbins that are auto adjusted. Like this is a right bobbin, and you can adjust the tension right here. So if you want it tighter or looser, you can just move this little spool here and it'll tighten or loosen for you. I do like using this one a lot too, but I kind of like to do it myself with my hands, because when I'm tying, sometimes I don't need a lot of pressure, and I don't want to have to stop and readjust this. So I like just using my hand as the trigger, okay? So that's one thing that you want to learn how to do. And like I said, these loon bobbins are really nice for that. And it's because there's this big gap here, and it allows you to squeeze, okay? On these bobbins, you're gonna have to play with it, and you're gonna have to pull them apart a little. It's still the same concept though. You're gonna squeeze this to adjust tension. But these ball ones too, another thing, your spool is easily slipped out, okay? It easily slips out if you're putting too much tension on here. Another reason why I don't really like using those a whole lot, just a personal preference. The other thing is keeping your thread, if you want it flat, right? Learn how to do that. So if you want your thread flat, it is flat now, you can't really see very well. You want to turn your bobbin counterclockwise, just spin it, okay? And that is going to flatten out your thread. If you want to cord it up, like if you're making, if you're putting dubbing on or anything like that, you spin it clockwise, and that's going to cord your thread, okay? Most of the time I like it flat unless I'm putting a lot of dubbing on or really cranking down on the material or something, but a flat is generally my favorite place to start my thread as I'm tying. A couple other things. Really just practicing, just grab a hook, right? And just start wrapping. You don't want to lose that length. Just use your hand to adjust the tension. That's all you got to do. And like I said, you could go all day, and I'm just squeezing my hand. And I mentioned earlier too, uni thread doesn't fit well on here. If I put a uni spool on here, and I let go of the bobbin, it's gonna fall straight down. There's just not enough tension in the bobbin to hold that spool. So I use a different bobbin for that. So that is one thing to learn is the thread control. Definitely practice, grab a hook. Just kind of go to town with it, cut it off if you need to, restart. But definitely start practicing thread control, and that will help improve your tying. I hope that helped a little bit. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.